Welcome back, survivors. Episode 1 of Season 4. We're starting off our new season on a new foot. Live from the Baywater Studios in Tampa, Florida. I'm Adam. Greg's here.
Yeah, welcome back. We apologize for not putting out enough shows as of late, but here we go. We haven't been out in a while. And we'll come right back to you. What has it been, about 3 hours?
It has been, 3 hours. I was just so excited to get to Season 4. So I'll go ahead and break the news. Odell Beckham Jr. has been traded to Cleveland. That is, Odell Beckham Jr. of the New York Giants has been traded to the Cleveland Browns somehow for pick number 17. Pick number 95, that is our third-round pick, and sadly, Jabril Peppers. Odell Beckham Jr. is a first-round draft pick out of LSU, number 12 overall in 2014 to the New York Giants. Odell, welcome to Cleveland.
Insane. How did this just happen? It doesn't even make sense. I think we gave it a 0% chance, less than 0.
We almost didn't talk about it because it seems just like it was all rumor and nonsense forever.
Yes. And I apologize now for having to be speak low, but the kids are in the bed, so trying to keep it down here. But we wanted to get this in. This is just complete nonsense. I mean, instantly, offense just gets that much better. It wasn't that long ago where we had these discussions about people saying, "Well, we don't need a number 1 wide receiver." We'll see how many of those people come out of the woodwork after this deal's done tomorrow, because I think that will be over. People will be blown away once they get a chance to watch Odell Beckham Jr. hop on the field with Baker Mayfield. And this is the exact kind of wide receiver that we need. You know, the guy that he gets open, Baker gets him the ball, and he can pick up yardage afterwards. So this is like a perfect match made in heaven right here.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. He signed a $90 million 5-year contract last year with a $20 million signing bonus. So the Giants have basically fronted $21 million of that contract. They will leave with $20 million dead.
What? What are these teams doing? Why are they? You know who it is? It's Pat Shurmur. It's like the gift that keeps on giving with him. You know, like he was terrible here. He did nothing for us. Garbage coach, one of the worst coaches we ever had, and somehow he just goes to New York. He's basically doing the same thing to other fans, and we get the benefit from it. I mean, this is 2 trades this week with the Giants, where John Dorsey basically is taking advantage of Gettleman.
Yeah,
I feel bad. It's almost like he's picking on a less fortunate, someone of lesser intelligence. It's not fair.
Yeah.
It's like bullying.
What a fucking disaster Gettleman's been. The Browns will pay $75 million over 5 years. We'll call it $70 million over 5 years.
Wait, it's 5 years from this year?
Yeah.
Counting this year?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was a 6-year deal that he signed.
No, he signed a 5-year extension that it runs for 5 years. He'll be a free agent in 2024. Guaranteed money. $3 million of next year, all of 2019 is guaranteed, obviously. $2.75 million of 2020 is guaranteed, and then the remaining guarantee will toll on the 3rd league day of next year. I doubt we have anything to worry about that. 2021, his $13 million salary will guarantee on the 3rd league day. We just got Odell Beckham Jr. for $15 million a year for 5 years. We were talking about maybe giving Tyrell Williams $12 million a year for 3 or 4 years.
Dear God. Thank God that didn't happen. So in our last pod that we recorded like a couple hours, I don't even remember it. I know we were talking about a first and a third, right?
We did. Yeah.
Which is getting there. But then
we didn't want to give up 2 firsts. That was the...
Yeah, definitely not 2 firsts. But now you're throwing in Jabril Peppers. So I guess that's the kicker. You know, where are you at with that?
Yeah, Peppers is my boy, man. I hate to lose him, but he's a safety, so we can go get a safety.
Yeah. And we were talking about that. The safety market is, it's open. There's safeties to be had, and there's going to be choices in this draft. There's guys there on the free agency market that you can fill in and seem like very replaceable. Like it's a very replaceable position. There's only so many Odell Beckham Jr.'s in the league. But there's definitely a lot more Jabril Peppers that you can change him. So I think everybody that listens to this pod knows sort of where I sit with Peppers. Like I think he can be good, but I never loved that pick. That was not my favorite pick. Like I thought we could have did better with that. That being said, he's done a good job since he's been here, and you can't hate. He plays hard. I think he's a real leader on defense. So they'll miss him there. He's feisty. You're gonna miss that. But this is we just got a difference maker, like something that is very rare to get this type of talent in the NFL.
Yeah, especially when we were talking about free agent wide receivers, they just don't come up. I mean, he's 26 years old.
Mm-hmm.
These dudes don't.
$15 million. That's it. He cost us one more $1 million than Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, and he's basically there's nothing else is like. Basically, after 2020, there's nothing guaranteed next year.
Wow.
It's crazy. You basically have all the outs you need if he turns into a bastard, if that's something that people are worried about. I think if Beckham is winning, I think the kid's going to be happy here.
Oh, yes. We talked about that. I mean, if things go bad, or I was having this conversation with somebody, I think on Twitter, if things are bad, then he can get pretty annoying, right? So if Mayfield gets hurt, it's going to start getting a little annoying, and maybe he gets frustrated. He's not getting targets, and maybe between him and Jarvis, we will see some people talking out in the media, that kind of stuff. But if things are going well and we're winning games, we're just going to be praising this move. We're going to love Odell Beckham. I think there's no doubt about that. And when things are going well, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think the only drawback is kind of pushed our chips into the pot here. I think the Browns have a little bit of extra pressure here. I think they've got to win. You're spending. Well,
I think we had to win
now.
Anyways, did we not? Like, I mean, we're in a win now mode. But okay, so that first overall pick, the first round pick that we had. When I think about that, I was honestly starting to get a little worried about that pick. Like, okay, what's going on? At 17, you hear Jerry Tillery might be getting shoulder surgery. The other kid from Mississippi State, he's gone. Then we replace that with Sheldon Richardson, so we actually have a good 3-tech there. The corners have bad combines. Nothing really stood out. I like a couple of them, but it's like 17. That's a little high for these guys. There was an option for those tight ends, but how bad do we need a tight end?
I don't know if you need a tight end now.
Yeah, well, definitely now, right? I mean, you still have to add one because you got rid of Fells, so we have to add a tight end at some point, but it's a deep draft with tight ends. I just, offensive tackle would have been a possible pick there, but I think Dillard's going to be gone. I wouldn't be surprised if the kid from Florida was gone. We really might have had a harder time getting a guy that we really loved at 17, to be honest. Especially, Ed Oliver, most likely not going to drop that far. And we take 17, and now we got a for sure thing. I mean, 390 receptions, 5,476 yards, 14-yard average. Let's see here, 44 touchdowns in 5 seasons. Is that okay for you?
That's not bad.
Are you good with that? No, it's not bad. We'll take that. I expect 44 from him this year, though, with Baker. You're not going to add that. You weren't going to get this quality of a player at 17. So now, throw in the 3rd round pick, which can be a bit of a gamble anyways, which is, not a huge loss there. And like we said, the one last thing is that, you lose Peppers, who's a proven player, but again, replaceable. I look at this and I think it's a fair deal really for both sides. It really sucks if you're a Giants fan. But I think the Browns got good value. If they would have went 2 first, then it probably would have been a little much. We wouldn't have felt as good about it.
Yeah, huge to hold on to our 2nd round pick. I mean, this could have easily been 1st and 2nd, and then we keep our 3rd. Dorsey still holds the 2nd round pick, so we can still get a player there. Somebody that they like that's in the top 50. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be, I think, 48 or 49 is our 2nd round pick. So they can
our buddy Zach just texted me. He said, "Don't call me for playoff tickets."
Yeah, they pretty much got to make the playoffs almost. What's going on in the division and what's happening here? I mean, this is why we went 1-32 or 1-31, whatever it is.
This is why you guys suffered. You took 2 years, you dug down deep, you just took kicks to the balls over and over and over, and you suffered through 1-35 or whatever the fuck our record was. I don't even remember. This is what comes, man. We rose up out of those ashes, right? The road to redemption. This is where the road to redemption brought you. Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, road to redemption might have to be retired. Let me ask you one question. If you take any of the other quarterbacks, is this a year early to go in? If we have Darnold number 1, do you think Dorsey shoves in the chips like this?
I don't know. That's tough. I mean, it's not like it was only Baker here to get you excited. Like, Baker's the most important piece, right? But we also have like a ton of talent that has been added through the last 3 drafts as well, where it's just like a real good solid core, right? I don't think the Jets have that kind of core like us. Like, yeah, obviously Baker's the guy. So you're probably, I don't know, it's close there.
I'm saying
you're right on the edge.
Yeah,
you're right on the edge.
I'm saying if Baker's not the pick, if it's Darnold, they're waiting one more year. They're going to try to get Darnold a 1 more year experience.
You're definitely not as sure.
Baker's ready to go, and he showed it in the last half of the season. So the Browns, I think, just took advantage of the Giants twice. Now they're saying we're going to win games, and we're going to win the division, and we're going to go to the playoffs, and we want to make a run.
Dave Gettleman's like, you had to worry about him like your grandma answering like some telemarketer from like, South Africa or Nigeria or something, that she's going to be sending all her money. That's basically what just happened here.
How bad did they fuck themselves taking Saquon Barkley? Saquon Barkley was the worst pick in probably that they could have made. They could have picked any of the quarterbacks and then just went, all right, we have a replacement. They still have Eli Manning, but they don't have any of the other players. Like, they got rid of everybody, but Eli Manning's still on the team. That's irresponsible and crazy for New York. Like, I can't even imagine what they're going through.
I can't wait to get on Twitter and start reading through that. What do you think the fan base is like? Like, they're just losing their minds? Or I read a couple other things earlier where people are like, oh, I hope he goes. I'm sick of his stuff. So there might be mixed emotions, I guess, with the Odell Beckham Jr. stuff.
There was some reports that Shermer was done with Beckham. He just wanted nothing to do with him, and he was over it. But he also has Eli Manning as a quarterback. So, the whole thing's fucked up. You're just not going to win games at this point in his career and what you had on that offensive line. They needed to lose games. They lost games. They got the number 2 pick, and then they took a running back and paid him top 5 running back in the league money. They fucked it up. They lost the games needed to take a quarterback, and they fucked it up.
Yep. It's insane. It's just bad, terrible management. And you hired Shermer. So what do you expect? Like, you didn't know how that was going to go? You didn't watch him with the Browns? I can't believe some of these GMs, this is like when people want to defend, well, the NFL guys think this, about this player. They want to defend these guys, but they constantly do dumb things. I don't know. I guess, okay, to think that there's no risk involved here, if Odell Beckham Jr. is that much, like, he's bringing the locker room apart, like sort of what it seems to be coming out of this, with Shermer not liking him and that sort of thing. I guess that presents a bit of a risk for the Browns, right? What's
the risk, Greg? If we go 5-11, it's a shitty season, and Beckham's part of it. You cut him, and we have $2.75 million dead cap.
Well, you just gave up 3 players for him. That's part of the risk. So you're not going to do that. And I think that's unlikely that sort of thing happens, especially in year 1. But as you get further into this thing, if things just don't go as planned, because right now they're I guarantee they're talking back and forth amongst themselves like they're LeBron, Chris Bosh, and and fucking D Wade right now, talking like it's, I don't know, 2, 3, 4. Is it 5 championships? Is it 6? So they're hooting and hollering, having a good time. But if things go bad on the field, and that would mean basically that just Baker isn't playing. That's the only way I see things for going bad on offense, is if Baker just doesn't play for injury concerns or something like that. But
there is risk taking a player at 17. I mean, we haven't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You got risk no matter what, right?
Right. And Peppers is gone, so
I guess the other side of it is like how many players Dorsey's brought in that sort of are character concerns. Mike Lombardi brought it up on Twitter, like he's valuing talent over character, and that you can only go so far with that. Well, I think we're going to find out. And a lot of times, maybe some of these guys that we think of character guys might, they might be a little better than what we think. They could be worse. We'll see. I mean, that's the risk. What if this locker room just comes apart? You could say that about any. I mean, look at what happened in Jacksonville basically this year. They go from almost making the Super Bowl to what would they win 3 or 4 games this year?
Yeah, they were terrible. Right. With Fournette's drama. But they also didn't have a quarterback.
Yeah, but they had basically the same roster they had the year before, and things went bad, and the shit hit the fan. That's what happened there. They all started just going, oh, my God, all right, Blake's playing bad. We just need him to play average. He can't play average. He plays bad. God damn it, we're fucked. That's the way that went down, and they just all gave up, basically. I just don't see that with Baker. Like, that's the difference. We have Baker. Now, if Baker goes down, we have Drew Stanton. Now we're talking.
Well, that's going to right. We even talked about that without these additions. Brashard Perriman signed a 1-year deal for $4 million. By the way, also after we recorded.
Now what are we going to do with him? Like he went as soon as the trade went down. He went, God damn! I knew I should have signed with the other team.
Maybe he knew. Maybe he knew that this was happening.
I told you should have just held out. He could always switch teams like Anthony Barr if he wanted to.
Yeah, right. No, he wants to be involved here now.
I just can't believe Gettleman, dude. Like it makes no sense. It's like John Dorsey was like Brenda from Card Service Holders calling you about your credit card, and then finally he just picked up. You know what? Here's my social security number, and just gave it all to him. He got sick of the calls.
Yeah,
like,
please.
It's unbelievable.
Everyone take everything.
Who else wants something?
But if they're in that
team around Eli,
if they're in that mode, then you cut Eli and then you just lose games. But then you go, why did we take Barkley? Like,
he's a generational talent. That's why. How dare you?
There's a lot to process here. This shit literally just happened like 15 minutes ago. So
I know, it's crazy. Are you ready? So you know how like Antonio Callaway, he'll catch one of those slants and bust it up the field for 80 yards. We got 2 of those guys now.
Yeah. Good luck.
It's slant city this year. I dare. Yeah. Good luck. Exactly.
Njoku, Beckham, Landry, Callaway.
Is there enough balls to go around? Here's another thing. Is there enough balls to go around?
No, there's not.
I mean, come on. If you're winning, everybody's happy, right?
I think so. Yeah. I think Landry did a pretty good job in the back half of last year when he wasn't getting 14 targets a game. He didn't seem concerned because the team was doing well. I mean, it comes down to winning with these dudes that are, A personalities.
Oh yeah. What's our roster look like right now? What are we keeping? 6 wide receivers? We've got 5 right now Beckham Jr., Landry, Higgins, Perryman, Callaway. Who am I missing?
Lewis, Jalen Strong, Damian Ratley, Derek Willis, Blake Jackson.
Okay, who's out of those guys, who's the best on special teams? That's the one we're keeping.
Well, they did sign Jalen Strong or trade for him. Or something happened with him. I don't know.
No, they picked him up. He was like a free agent or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he's not getting paid anything, is what you're telling me?
Oh, no, peanuts.
Perfect. Higgins is a restricted free agent. I guess if somebody offers him a contract, they might not expect Cleveland to match now. You could bring back Lewis with something. I'd bring back Higgins. I mean,
you know what? Lewis is a gunner, actually. Remember how he played pretty well in special teams?
Okay.
He just can't catch. So you put him opposite of Tavier Thomas, you might have a nice little gunner group there.
Yeah. He's also going into his contract year. So, I mean, if there's somebody you can cut loose a little bit easy, it might be him.
Sure. This almost doesn't seem real. When they announced it, I'm like, how is this a fake account? Like, what is this? I don't believe it. How, like, double checking the check mark and how many followers does he have? All right, is Shefty going to report it? Oh, he did? Okay. I'm starting to believe it.
I got some breaking news for you.
Dear God.
Mary Kay
It's not
Cabot.
real. It's not real.
with the Browns trading for Odell Beckham, Brashad Perriman wants out of his 1-year, $4 million agreement with the Browns.
well, we called that one, didn't we?
We already have locker room drama.
See what he does? He comes to teams and people just want to get out. That's what happens with Odell.
So we just made a spot. We made an open spot. Go ahead. I mean, Perriman can walk because free agency doesn't start till tomorrow at 4 anyway. So
much for your negotiating power. Later.
Yeah. Why would he get out? What? I don't.
Hey, he's not up for. You know what? Hey, if you don't want to come in, you don't want to work for your job. Fine, sit on the sidelines, bro. Go home. Go somewhere else.
It was.
This is alpha male, so here. That's all. So you have LSU's old. Adam Hendry was LSU's wide receiver coach, right?
With Landry and Beckham, right?
Yes, exactly. So remember, I was sort of making fun of Landry. People were saying Landry's done more for this team, like trying to get people or trying to recruit players than Danny Shelton ever did or whatever. Well, I guess I have to give Landry a little bit of credit here. I kind of take back what I said. I mean, he didn't trade for him, but Odell Beckham Jr. agreed to actually come to the Browns. Now, it was probably, 2 years ago, if somebody said, hey, you're going to go play for the Browns, it would be like, I would rather retire, like Antonio Brown when he found out he was going to play for the Bills. What? I'm going to Buffalo? No, I guess I'm sitting out. See, I'm retiring. Where's my gold jacket? And so, hey, little praise to Jarvis for getting that done. I guess the bad news for Jarvis is there's not a chance in hell you'll be back in 2020 since we got to pay Odell.
Dude, that's the sad part, isn't it? I mean, that's
it's $15 million. It's really not that bad. I'm just joking about it because, like you said, if we have the bonuses on there, you're talking about a $20 million contract, right? Damn near. What's his signing bonus per year? That the Giants had to pick up $21 million of 5 years, so that's 4.25 or $4.2 million per year.
Yeah, his base salary was nothing because it was an extension. But it's $20 million signing bonus that they paid plus his base.
That's what I'm saying. So we have the signing bonus on there. That's, basically, $19 million a year, but at $15 million, that's a little bit easier for the Browns to be able to handle.
Oh yeah. Exactly. Paying him $22 million a year in free agency, $23 million, $24. I mean, you're seeing what these dudes are getting.
Yeah. Stupid money.
Yeah. Which happens every year, which is
Adam Humphries got $9 million a year. What is going on? And so he's paying $15 million. That's a deal, man. Are we sure?
Does anyone think we should still take Wentz? Remember when we used to do that every week? If we had Wentz, we wouldn't have Kindred. We wouldn't have. Remember all that? We'd break that down back in our fucking first season.
You go on Twitter and break. I don't think there's enough characters. You probably have to do a couple. Can you just break down the trade for Twitter? How we end up with Odell Beckham Jr.
And it starts with trading down from number 2. You fucks.
If you wouldn't have made that trade, but he's a really good quarterback. So, and we didn't have one. Yeah, we also had. Gary Barnage was our best playmaker. So fuck you.
But I see the Brown State media is not really talking about Wentz anymore. I wonder why.
Oh, they don't.
No, they don't bring it up every
Grossi
week.
was going to make a. He almost had a bronze statue of him built that first year.
Yeah, I remember.
He's like, "You want me to start on that bust or what for the Hall of Fame? I'll get right on that." Yeah, this. The only thing that does suck is that our buddy Zach, he calls me every other game at least, like, hey, I got an extra ticket. And now I'm going to think I'm not going to hear from him as much this year. I'm a little sad.
But he could go for free?
Yeah. And they're awesome tickets. He always hooks us up, man. That's who I was with last year, Mayfield's first game.
Oh, what a game. Thursday night in Cleveland versus the New York Jets. What a game.
Every game's going to be like that now. You know what? Here's the other problem. I got to get up early on Monday mornings, and we're going to get a lot of Sunday night games. So, it's not all, roses and sunshine. I don't know if we can record at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Maybe I shouldn't talk too much about the contract.
Uh-oh. Are they the Giants
just said that Odell Beckham would like to have his contract reworked, similar to Antonio Brown's. Maybe there was a extension part of this.
We'd have to look at Antonio Brown's and see what the heck he's getting. D Ford's getting traded to the 49ers.
Yeah, news is coming fast, everybody.
Wow.
Anything else? Can we wrap up this little special episode?
Yep. I think we can. I think you know what? News just never stops with this team, man. Somehow it is like a soap opera 24/7, 365. I love it.
Season 4, episode 1, bitches. I think this is the best spot to start. This is the 2019 Cleveland Browns season. It's going to be exciting. I can't wait. Let's get the game started.
Yeah. This weekend. Let's go.
Rate us up on iTunes and Google Play and all that bullshit. Patreon.com/STS podcast. If you want to support the show, we do have a Twitter, I believe.
Yeah, that is at STS podcast, and our email is
survivingtheseason@gmail.com. It is time to win in Cleveland. Is this what winning feels like? Greg, tell them what we say.
Keep on surviving.